So I just recently watched Jurassic World Dominion, and in my opinion, this is probably one of the best Jurassic films to come out so far, in my own opinion. The story is about after the events of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, with all the dinosaurs being free and loose in the world. However, things go down for Claire and Owen as Maisie and Beta get captured by Biosyn. So it's up to Owen and Claire to try and save Maisie and Beta. However, there's Team Ellie Sattler with Ian Malcolm and Alan Grant go to investigate these bug insect-like creatures, which they go to Biosyn to try and investigate on what's actually going on. And that's pretty much Jurassic World Dominion. This is going to be my honest review about Jurassic World Dominion. There will be spoilers in this review, so beware of that. If you haven't seen the movie, I recommend seeing it now and then watching this video, because there's going to be some spoiler moments. So we're going to start off with what I liked about the film. And there's quite a few things I really liked about Jurassic World Dominion. Number one was some of the dinosaurs and kind of the plot and the story. The plot is while it is simple, the plot is quite entertaining. I like that there's two stories into one movie, which I kind of like that with Owen and Claire, and also Ellie Sattler and Dr. Grant Ian Malcolm's story. One thing I like was all the action set pieces and all the other stuff, including adding Biosyn as the main villain of the film, controlling all these dinos and their food supplies. Lots of the dinosaurs were really good in this film. However, some of them had really weird animatronics and kind of bad CGI in my own opinion in the film. But still, the dinosaurs were still great in this movie. However, my favourite part of the entire film was the old cast and the new cast meeting up together. That brought a huge smile when I was sitting down in that movie theatre seeing that final ending. In my own opinion, it's probably the best thing about Jurassic World Dominion. Most of the characters are also pretty enjoyable as well, watching them go into so much action and stuff. My favourite part in the film was the ending, which had a big ending to it, which I'll talk about the ending at the end of the video for the spoiler part. Now let's get to some of the bad things about Jurassic World Dominion and things that I wish probably kept out of the film. And there's quite a lot to talk about here. For starters, is something that me and probably a lot of people are kind of upset about, is more of exploring about the dinosaurs in the real world and where they're from. Dominion did promise us for all the promotional material that dinosaurs were loose in the real world. However, when we watch Dominion, while we do get to see some scenes of dinosaurs in the real world, it's never really utilized and there's not really a lot of things going on with the dinosaurs in the real world. I feel like this was more explored in the Jurassic World Dominion prologue trailer thingy that came out 1 year ago, which in my opinion, I wish they used at the start of the film, which they were going to use. But unfortunately, they cut it out for a news thing, discussing that dinosaurs live in our world. And in my opinion, that really hurts Jurassic World Dominion, as I really was excited to see what they were going to do with this film and seeing what other dinosaurs would show up on other different continents of the world and stuff. It unfortunately became very disappointing on that idea. If there is going to be a Jurassic World 4, which there probably might be because Universal likes milking the franchise, in Jurassic World 4, if we do get it, I would really like to see more dinos on more continents, and even checking up on all those dinos and all those stuff. And maybe even have a mission for the characters to go around to all these different worlds and stuff. Or not worlds, I'm sorry, countries and stuff, trying to see all these dinos, and then chaos ensues. That's probably a more Jurassic film that I would like to see come from Dominion, but we really didn't get that in Jurassic World Dominion, unfortunately. And the rest of the film takes place in the Biosyn lab in some area, which I'm not too sure what area it's called again. But that's pretty much the entire film is Biosyn. Another complaint might be Dr. Sattler's mission involving these insects. Now, in my opinion, while I do kind of like this plot, it just acts a bit kind of strange and dumb in some places with the insect plot. She's somehow investigating the insects just for eating the farmers' crops and also probably their children as well, as it was shown in the film. But this insect plot doesn't really that much fall to me, and when they do find the insects or the mosquito thingies, it just, when that scene where they start attacking Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler, just wasn't really that good, in my opinion, as for that story. I don't know, it's probably just me in this part, but I'm not really a huge fan of this part of this movie. Also, what I found strange and wasn't really utilized was the plot of Dr. Ellie Sattler being some kind of investigator, I'm pretty sure, or detective, because Ellie Sattler's a biologist. I don't hate this Ellie Sattler and I don't hate this part. I just felt it was kind of weird and I didn't really that much get it. But I think we will eventually get it in the future. But those are pretty much my own criticisms of Dominion. Now let's talk about the spoilers for the film, and especially the ending. So I'm just going to warn everyone that there are a few spoilers in this. So anyway, there's your warning. See the film. Of course, the first thing talking about here is the main villain of this film, which, surprise, surprise, because of the internet, is
Dodson! Dodson! We've got Dodson here!
the return of Lewis Dodson, which honestly was kind of not really of a surprise since there's lots of people have been saying that on the internet. While Dodson is a great character in the Jurassic Park franchise, unfortunately he's not really that great in this film. Now let's go back to 1993 with Lewis Dodson, the first Jurassic Park movie. While yes, he's not shown throughout the rest of the film except for that brief moment, he still is quite an important character because he looks like a greedy person and a person that didn't really care about dinosaurs or animals except for money, kind of led to Nedry's death. I mean, yeah, he's quite greedy in the movie, but we don't really that much know on what his motivation is and why he wants to use the dinos. Of course, it's obviously for money, but however, it's great to see Lewis Dodson back to the franchise again. But however, I don't think he's a useless villain in the franchise, especially compared to the villains in Fallen Kingdom. And now is the final ending of the film, which in my opinion is one of the best endings I've seen in a Jurassic movie. The final ending of the film is with the old cast and the new cast fighting against the Giganotosaurus and all its ruckus it causes at the end of which we saw in the trailers, sorry. But then the T-Rex shows up for the final battle, and so the Giganotosaurus then kills the T-Rex as it looks like, and the T-Rex is dead. But that is until the Therizinosaurus shows up, and the T-Rex wakes up, and so it grabs the Giganotosaurus and pushes it onto the Therizinosaurus, with the Therizinosaurus stabbing and killing the Giganotosaurus with its long claws. And so, the Giganotosaurus is dead, and the Therizinosaurus and T-Rex roar to victory. And that was pretty much it for Jurassic World Dominion. Now, is this the best Jurassic film? Kind of. I mean, yeah, there is some story elements in this film that kind of make the film suffer, but it's still an enjoyable Jurassic film. So far, it's my third favourite Jurassic film, with the first being Jurassic Park and The Lost World. If I had to rate it out of 10, it would be an 8 out of 10 or 7.5 out of 10. It's an okay film, just has its flaws. And I'll see you for Jurassic World 4. See ya.